If you need a quick win project, last minute gift idea, or a cute idea for a Halloween party, I have just the project for you. These ghost lollipop covers work up in about 30 minutes each, and with only scraps of yarn you probably already have in your stash. The step-by-step tutorial is coming up. For this project, I'm using some leftover Lion Brand Feels Like Butter yarn from the Crochet Candy Corn project I shared with you last week, but honestly, you can use any medium weight yarn in your stash. We'll start this project with a magic ring, so wrap the yarn around your 2 fingers twice, slide your hook under them, and pull that back loop under the first. Then make 2 chains to secure it. And at that point you can carefully remove it from your fingers and work 8 half double crochet, being sure to work under both of those strands of the loop. Now, I don't necessarily recommend making a yellow ghost, but I am using yellow yarn in this tutorial, so you can actually see what I'm doing a little bit better. White yarn and white background are a recipe for frustration, so don't laugh too much at my little yellow ghost. Alright, when you have all 8 half double crochet in your magic loop, pull the tail to draw it up. And for this project, we'll be working in a spiral, which means we're not joining at the end of the round. So find your first stitch and make a half double crochet there. Then place a marker in that stitch so you know that it's the first stitch of the round. And make another half double crochet in the same stitch for an increase. Then for the repeat this round, make 2 half double crochets in every stitch. And at the end of the row, you should have a total of 16 stitches. Alright, rounds 3 through 9 have the same simple repeat. 1 half double crochet in every stitch. By the way, if you're new around here, the best way to follow along with these tutorials is to have the pattern in front of you too. You can view it for free on my website, or if you prefer to have a copy in hand to print or save for later, you can pick up the PDF from my shop. I'll have a link to both of those options in the description below, so you can do what works best for you. At the end of that repeat, your ghost is starting to take shape, and next we have another increase round, so remove the marker and make 2 half double crochets in that stitch. Then make 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. And that's the repeat. We're increasing every other stitch, or 2 half double crochets followed by 1 half double crochet. So if you've done everything correctly, you should end with 1 half double crochet in the last stitch and a total of 24 stitches. Next up we have another simple repeat, so just make 1 half double crochet in every stitch. So a lot of you have asked about shoutouts over the past few years, and that's something I never really did until now. With this somewhat recent addition of Patreon to my arsenal of tools, it's opened up new opportunities for things like the B.Hooked Coffee Club. When you sign up and buy me a digital coffee, I'll mention your name in the next B.Hooked video. Then, for as long as you remain in the coffee club, you'll see your name displayed with the other coffee clubbers, at the end of each B.Hooked video that's published right here on this YouTube channel. So if you want in, check the description below for a link, or just search for B.Hooked on Patreon. Alright, at the end of that repeat, you're almost finished with your ghost. Almost. First, we need to fix this jog a bit, so go ahead and remove that stitch marker. Then single crochet in the next stitch. And slip stitch in the one after that. And that'll sort of graduate it down so it looks a little cleaner. And now for the border. Chain 2 and slip stitch in the next stitch. And repeat. Chain 2, slip stitch. When you get to the end of the round, go ahead and fasten off and weave this in along the inside. Alright, so there are a couple things you can do for the eyes, and I experimented with both. One option is puff paint. To be honest, I had a hard time controlling the flow of the paint and making eyes that were uniform and looked even, but they still look pretty good, especially from a distance, and this is certainly a valid option. The other option is an embroidery stitch called the French knot. You will need a contrast color, another medium weight yarn. This is the stuff I used for my knit bat hat from a couple of weeks ago. And you really only need a few inches of yarn for each eye. I found that placing the eyes between the 4th and 5th rounds look best, and I made sure to poke the needle through a stitch rather than in the space between 2 stitches. So pull that through, leaving a little tail on the inside that's long enough for you to tie off. And holding the yarn down, situate the needle so it's pointing away from the project, and wrap the yarn around the needle twice. Then hold that yarn steady and poke the needle back through the same hole and pull it through. And trim it on the inside. We'll tie that one off in just a second and repeat the same steps for the other eye. Also, make sure you're not running the needle through the back side of the project, so you may have to point your needle downwards. It's a little fiddly, but totally doable. And then turn it inside out and tie the ends to secure the knots. Now remember, the tighter you pull, the smaller the eyes will be. And that's all there is to it. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with me here until the end. Your support, watching, liking, commenting, sharing with your friends, checking out the patterns on my website, and buying PDFs or merch from my shop, and now joining my Patreon community, well, there's honestly just no way this channel could keep going without that support. So if you haven't subscribed, I would love to keep inspiring you to make something that makes you happy, so hit that subscribe button so I can see you back for the next one. Also, don't forget to check the description below for links to the pattern if you have any questions at all. Happy hooking, and I'll see you in the next one.